It's pretty loud.
There is a Southern revival awakening in our great nation. We are here to highlight the makers, creators, chefs, and communities revitalizing the traditions of Southern food, local cuisine, and craftsmanship. Welcome to the South in Your Mouth podcast.
All right, and we're live. So, guys, welcome to South in Your Mouth. This is episode 1.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Really.
Yeah. It really is.
So, I'm Kevin, owner of 441 South, and
I'm Cameron with Southern Singe Hot Sauce.
And I'm Billy Allen, the redheaded stepchild. Okay, just been doing this all my life. Okay, right now, currently, I got a little place called Cowboys and Caviar in Dunwoody, y'all.
well, welcome, Billy. Thank you so
sir.
much for coming in. I can't wait to hear this. I can't wait to hear the stories.
Oh, God. Just make sure I got a chaperone, okay? Because I heard the police up here are a little tough.
They can be.
They can be. We know them all.
They do like barbecue, though.
They do. They,
Oh, good.
They love barbecue.
Fabulous.
So what's your background, Billy? Let's hear about it.
Man, so I was about 14 years old, hanging around with an infamous family in Atlanta, the Michael brothers. And their father owned these 2 nightclubs in the old underground Atlanta. I'm talking about back in like 1974 and 5. So here I go in a fake silk shirt with the Oasis on the back and some blue jeans that I had to buy girls because I was so skinny. And they wouldn't let me come in the place. They made me pass out the flyers every night, outside. And that was how I got started in the bar business. And I fell in love with it. All of them graduated and grew on. And I was still working for the father when I was 18 years old in this high school program that let you out of school every day at 11:30 if you had a job. And that was good because school wasn't my best subject, but working was. Yeah, working was. And that's how I started. And I had a great time. I've had a fabulous time ever since. And one thing I want to reiterate right now, looking at left and looking at right, okay? This is a fraternal organization of people that do this out of love and life. And, disappointments come and go, but these people don't. And I'm so very grateful and I'm excited to be here sharing some time with some people that do this wholeheartedly. When in today's times, it's hard to find people that do anything wholeheartedly. But we love the hospitality business. We love the food business. We love the alcohol business. And I just had a great run. I came from there and then I went to college singing and playing and bartending. I came back. First guy that gave me a job was Doug McKendrick. And God bless you, sir. You're 82 years old today. Still got McKendrick Steakhouse in Dunwoody. And we used to have a place called Elan. It was about 17,000 feet. And there was another one in Paris. And we were talking earlier when drinks were $7, $8 for, a very expensive drink. We were still doing 50, 60 grand a night back then. And I was given all my lessons by people like Glenn Guest, Bruce Coward, Jeff Good, Carol Palermo. These were the people that taught me how to make money in this business and be honest doing it and have fun doing it. And I'm very grateful that I've lasted this long and I hope to last a little longer. How about y'all?
Amen. I love it. I love the story. I love how you got started and all. So with that, I know you've been in the bar scene.
Long time.
How does Cowboys and Caviar? I know it's a restaurant, bar, everything. How does it stack up? Is it a conglomerate of everything you've done over the past?
Cowboys and Caviar is owned by a fellow by the name of Sammy Ansi. 11 years ago, or maybe just slightly more, he had been a corporate guy traveling and he had young ones coming and he decided to buy a franchise of a sports bar called Brass Tap. And he had one 10 years and then he attempted to open one on Windward Parkway in Milton, Alpharetta, which is a tough market. And with things slowing down for him, was given to him by a landlord that he had, an old dear friend of mine. And we became partners. And Cowboys and Caviar is a play on words. It's really just guys and gals. And we took this old sports bar and we made it this slightly contemporary, shabby chic, couch sections, the Rochester upholstery on the banquet seats and the bar we redid. The builder was a guy named Tim Shannon that's done so many places, going back to Johnny's Hideaway all the way up to Standard in Roswell. He's fabulous if you ever need somebody. But anyway, I got into this after I took a hit on the chin up in Milton, Georgia, where the place just became too much for him. And it was closed down, and it's a legal matter coming up. But anyway, none of that makes any difference. I do what I do, and I went back to Cowboys and Caviar, and with the help of a girl named Jennifer Allen, who is a fabulous designer of hospitality interiors, we kind of recycled this place and turned it into something that is very comfortable. And you got to make money. You got to sell food, but you got to sell some alcohol. So, where I come in is Friday and Saturday nights doing live entertainment and just making sure we can pay the rent and do other things. But it is the latest. It's number 19 for me, starting in 1987 with a blues bar. Yep, number 19 for me, 1987. It was Muddy Waters Legendary Blues Bar in Sandy Springs, right there at 285 and Roswell Road. And the most famous thing about that street was a place that didn't open until midnight. It stayed open till 8 o'clock in the morning, called the Beef Cellar. And
Wow.
every bartender and waitress, I don't give a dang if you're in Riverdale, okay? If y'all come up, everybody used to come there, and we would. Okay, we'd all meet and greet fraternally, y'all. And I say that again, I'll say it one more time, fraternally. Midnight, you go in there, it's white tablecloth, and all the waiters were foaming at the mouth to see bartenders and waitresses because they all knew we overtipped and they all knew we had a drink. And hell, you could get lobster, coquille St. Jacques, prime rib, okay, at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Outstanding.
And they treated us, like gold. So I said, shit, I'm going to open up this little blues bar, shit kicker right over the hill. And I had third generation barbecue and blues I got out of Chicago and Memphis and Kansas City and all these other places. And I had a ball. And that was the start of the rest of this. And, sitting here next to a guy that's alumni doing this and sitting next to my new friend here from 441 Barbecue. Come on, y'all, listen to this. Okay, we got a whole lot to tell you.
I love it. So what is a typical day for Billy?
Well, Billy's day ain't typical. With this gentleman, I orchestrate what's going to happen to him, bringing live entertainment and a shabby chic kind of not a real bar atmosphere because, we love to see families and children there till 7, 8 o'clock at night. We welcome all that in Dunwoody, Chamblee, Sandy Springs, Brookhaven, Dorville. But, what I do is the song and dance. I'm the Pied Piper. I try to make it happen every which way I can. My son, Chili Dog, with his marketing and everyone else around us. And as I get older, it's a little tough. A lot of my friends aren't out here drinking and driving, like we used to. Just kidding. But anyway, it's what we did. Okay. And so it's tougher now because I'm older, but I still love the challenge. I still love the people. I still love being out at night. I still love feeding people. I still love watching them dance and sing and get engaged and have parties and all these things. And that's the fuel. So every day, that is what I do. And when I don't do that, if I may, the City Limits Experience. I've got the finest 3-piece blues band, just south of the Mason-Dixon with Barry Richmond, who played with such as Eric Clapton, the Allman Brothers, Chet Atkins, so many others that it would blow your mind. And he's fabulous. My bass player, John Hooper, from his first tour, I believe when he came from Hawaii, was Chuck Berry. Okay. My baby brother, Johnny Blackman from Mississippi, the drummer. Okay. He's the youngest. He's 44. And he's played studio and toured with so many, it would rock you. So if I'm not doing what I love, I'm doing what I love.
It's awesome.
And there we go.
I mean, nobody could ask for a better life than that.
I would have skipped the open heart surgery.
Yeah, I know you would have.
Yeah, you know,
God, I forgot about that.
yeah, you know, I didn't get a set of brakes until I was about 56. So, but I'm thankful for that too, and I'm thankful for being here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So with all that, I know music's a big part of your background.
Absolutely.
A huge part of what you are today.
Yes, sir.
So is it the bartending or is it the music that's kept you going this long?
Both are a stage.
Yep.
If you get behind a bar and you get to know what you're doing and you got the rhythm, being behind a bar takes a rhythm. You can take 2 steps this way. You can take 2 steps that way. Okay. And if you can get it done in those 2 steps, you're a winner. Okay. And making people happy that aren't happy is sometimes a tough job, but you got to do it. Okay. And you can't let go of them. And if you don't let go of them, they're going to remember you. And that's the bar business. Okay. You got to be sweet and kind to people. Okay. Just like God would say, be sweet and kind to the world.
That's right.
And if this is what you're doing, this is absolutely how you do it. Okay. Water into wine. You want me to tell you about Matthew? I'll tell you about that later. right now, I'm going to tell you what we do on Friday and Saturday night. Okay. And this is how we do it. Okay. From that to a stage of music, I was a young man and I loved it. My sister was a DJ, you know, in the city of Atlanta, and she kind of dressed me and kind of gave me some ideas. And by the time I got to Athens, I had been introduced to a band. It was called The Edge, and they were fabulous. Chuck Ellis, Gene Cook, Paul Fuss, Tom Lennon, myself. We made waves, and they didn't know what to do with me because I was a classic rock and roll and blues singer, and they had me jumping around singing Lover Boy and Elvis Costello and all this other stuff, but it fit. And it made my life very digestible being a fish out of water in Athens, but I wound up loving that, and I wound up loving the music, and I wound up loving the bar so much that, you know, when I left Athens with a BS in economics, or BA in economics, I told my father, I said, that blue blazer is going to make me break out in a rash. And I can't wear those khakis. I love you, but don't be too mad because I can't do this. And I got a job with Doug McKendrick at Elan back in the day at Park Place. And I've traveled all the way around the sun. And Cowboys and Caviar is sitting in half of that location today, y'all. And that's a true story. True story. So I'm very happy with both, and whatever's left of me, I'm just going to keep on doing it. And if I can do it for you, it'd be my pleasure.
It's awesome. So let's talk about some of your different concepts that you've done. I mean, because literally you've done, as long as I've known you, anything and everything.
I always loved live music, and I always loved opportunity. So when I was leaving Park Place Cafe in Dunwoody, I got contacted by a guy named Richard Tyre and another guy named Lanny West. And they said, hey, why don't you come out and help us open American Pie? And I said, well, what's in it for me? And it was a salary bigger than I would ever dream of in the corporate world. We opened American Pie. And from there, I had a dear friend that opened a bunch of confetti stores, and he wound up going to work for Brown Forman, the importer of alcohol. His name was Dave Berlin. I love you, Dave. And he saw me and I saw him, and we got called by, now this is very interesting, and I ain't lying. Arthur Blank had money in here. Bernard Marcus had money in here. Peter Spire, who dyed every piece of carpet that came out of Dalton. Martin Greenwood. I mean, they were making there's so much money. And we opened this place in Tower Place called Scenario. And it was about $2 million. And way back then, I guess this was about 1987, we made the money back in a year. And then Rupert's came along across the street and gave us a run for our money. I flew up there to see what Rupert's was about in Minnesota. And I came back and said, well, I'm out of here. And from there, I just began a career of myself and whoever would believe in me. I did so many deals whereby I'd say, all right, fellas, here's the deal. I need your money, but I'm going to pay you back first. Okay, all your money, and I'll take a little salary. But once I pay you back, it's an even split. And I either did that all these times, or we just created something we could sell real quick and then just do it that way. But I was very fortunate. I had fabulous people working for me. Jeff Lee, I love you forever. God rest your soul. Frank Sachinelli, Jeff Good, Susanna Allen, who endured me. Oh my God. Endured me all these years. All these people, up to Billy Allen's with one of the most dynamic that Cameron knows, Amanda Stroud, okay, was the most hardworking, dynamic, brutally fast, craft, anything, bartender, manager. She did so much work for me. I'll love her for the rest of my life. But I was always surrounded by good people, and I always took care of people, and I understood people. And that's what kept me either in a band or in a bar all my life. And now we got Cowboys and Caviar. So
Right on. Right on.
there you go. Yeah. There's a whole bunch in between there, but I don't want to get arrested. So let's just keep it on the square right here for right now.
Well, you talk hospitality, and you're right. Like anybody in a restaurant world, a bar world, hospitality world, your job is to put a smile on somebody's face, whether it's a pork sandwich or a drink. Like that's what it's all about.
A clean fork. I don't give a dang what it is.
That's right.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
That's right. And it takes a certain kind. It takes a certain breed of person that has that servant's heart to do what we do and what you do, what you've done for years. Like we were talking earlier, you're from, you spent time in Athens, and that's where I grew up, but you said you didn't fit in. I disagree. I think Athens is just a melting pot.
I worked for Bobby Poss. I worked at Poss's Lakeview.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I served every fraternity party until I was blue in the face. And after a while, they'd come up there and be a little
I'm
smart.
sure you've served my dad a bunch of times if you're watching, Pop.
Well, I'm telling you, that was bottle service. Okay, here. They'd check in a bottle number 18, and then they'd say, let me have an 18 and Coke. And then, when we got thirsty, they said, well, there's no more 18, sir. I'm sorry. I'd go home with my roommates and have a bag of whiskey over my shoulder, and Bobby, don't be mad at me. And Jake Scott from Miami Dolphins, don't you be mad at me either, because they love me. And they met me at Alon, that first place I worked. Okay. Yeah. And then I went back to Athens to graduate. So, yes, but it is fraternal, and you have to love what you do on any level, whether you're making barbecue or you're making hot sauce. Okay. It all comes from a love for people.
That's right.
And wanting people to appreciate you, and you can't rest until they do. If you can rest in between, you don't belong in this business. You just don't. You got to do what you got to do.
True words.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a servant's heart, but it's a never rest. Like even when you're asleep, you're not resting. Like you're thinking about the next thing tomorrow.
I've gone home several times going, I'll kill her or I'll kill him. Okay. And the next day I'm calling them up going, hey, you guys all right?
Yep.
Is everybody okay? I'm going to see you at 3:00, right? And that's what you got to do. It's our lives, and it's important. And, not to talk out of turn or too much, but all these places that are now closing, and, social media is like living in a glass house. So you got to be careful. But, all these places like Marie Callender's, Olive Garden, Pizza Hut. I had dates in Pizza Hut with that red and white checkered tablecloth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I knew it was going to make my night. I love that plastic 16-ounce Coca-Cola cup. I love those things, and they influence me. Okay. And I look at all of them, man. I mean, all these places closing down, and some of them think, well, what are we going to do? Well, a man like this perfects his craft and says, you know what? We're just going to make it a little easier. I'm going to hand you a number. Okay. Yep. You can come up and get your meal. I'm not trying to overcharge you, and I'm trying to pay too many people out to get you fed and get you happy going home. And it's a brilliant idea. Okay. It's kind of bloomed in the last several years, but it's a brilliant idea in the restaurant industry. Okay. And not to take away anything from a server. There's always going to be a place and time for a server too. And God bless them. I hope they all make money.
Yep.
Okay. And if they learn to do it on a stage, right? If they learn to do it like that, they're going to be just fine. But there's always a place for a server. But with the economy the way it is today, and I'm not going to get political on you because I damn sure get arrested tonight. But you can take one look at me and figure that out, okay? Which way I'm going. Don't let the earrings fool you, okay? I just need to settle down, so I dressed up a little bit. I asked Cameron on the way in, and I said, "Man, can I be me or do I need to dress up?" And he said, "Oh, hell no, be you." I was like, "Oh, good."
Yep, absolutely.
I just forgot my red tie. Okay, but anyway, it is about that, and you have to adapt, and you have to make, and it's never going to end. People are always going to want to come out to a place like 441 South and get served. And they're always going to want to try something on that barbecue, just like the sauce, okay, that they come from that's going to make it happen. We were talking about Billy at NFA Burger.
Yep.
Okay. God bless you, sir. Okay. I marvel and I admire what you do. Your sauce is yours, just like his sauce is his, and just like his service is his. And they match your model one way or another. There will be times, you want to step up, get out a little further, okay, with something, not a higher level, let's just say something busier. Something might have a bar in it or something. So you're going to have servers. But what we're doing now in 2024 is still making it available for you while we combat economy, while we combat getting young people to slow down long enough, okay, to assure them that if they listen to what you know and they listen to what you know, they're going to be okay in this job. And if they do this job the way that they should, y'all never know who's going to be watching you.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you right now, I've had more people spring with opportunity from the way that they handle their little jobs like we have. Okay. You never know who's watching. Say, have you ever, or would you like to? Here's my number. Call me. That's how it happens, folks. And I'm going to tell you this much. Okay. And I'll back off right here now, but I'm going to tell you right now. My father, Bronze Star, Purple Hearts, World War II, Bastogne, Normandy, the best friend I ever had in my life. If he taught me one thing, it was this. I don't care what you do, Billy, but you better dare to be great at it. And you better dare to be noticed. Whether you're in a group of people or whether you're by yourself, you have to dare to be great. And that's what people like us do still. Regardless of the strike, I don't give a damn how much gas is. Chicken just went up $4.50. I don't give a doggone. Okay, we're going to march, are we not?
That's right.
We're going to march right through. Okay, and I'm just going to tell you that. And this is sweet tea, in case anybody's wondering.
Could you imagine what it would have been like if we'd had Patterson, Hood, and Billy in the same room together?
We'd have got married. Come on, son. We're going to the beach.
Oh,
it is, y'all. Damn it. It is.
Yeah.
And it's so important right now. I am a firm believer in this country, more so than I've ever been. I'm a cat and a dog. I was a dog in the boxcar, couldn't wait to get to the next town with the bandana on to pick my restaurant to go eat behind that night. And if I was smart enough, I found a steakhouse or 441 barbecue, okay, because I would have got fed. Or I'm the cat. Coming from the 80s, I ran the first 7 lives that I lived. Oh, I've got scars to prove it. Knee this, appendix, double hernia, open heart surgery, died on the sidewalk. Okay, pacemaker right now. You don't see it here. Here it is. Okay, I'm like the dadgum ever ready bunny. Okay, and this is what we do. And I love doing it with people like this. Okay, this makes my night, makes my day. Okay, we're not going to, listen, our lives are never going to outgrow hospitality. Hospitality meaning hotels, restaurants, sports bars, nightlife. Okay, there's a few I won't mention because I just left there the other night. Y'all know I love you. I just can't. Okay, tattletales. No, The bartender at Tattletales, his name is Smoothie in Atlanta.
He
Very
knows
famous
Smoothie.
sports bar.
I know
Smoothie comes here.
Now, you ready for Smoothie? You ready? I was 17. I walked in this sports bar on Howell Mill Road that he was a partner in. Okay. And where did he get his name?
I have no clue.
Stick and JJ. Okay. These two old guys, I mean, they were as crusty as, oh my God. They loved sports and they loved talking about it with money. I'll leave it at that. I walk in there to go to a concert one night. Okay. I got about 8 friends with me, and I got an ID that says that I'm 5'7". I got blue eyes and I'm in the military. And I'm 6'2", 180 pounds, okay, hazel eyes, and don't know crap about the military except for I respect it. I handed him my ID, and he says, come here, I need to talk to you. I was like, uh-oh. So I go up and he says to me, he said, no, look, I'll get you your drinks, but don't show this to anybody else because they're going to get real mad at me. And I go there now for my coffee break, as I call it. Okay. And the girls are fine, you know, whatever. I go and see my dear friend of all these years. I just went to a party with John Leska from Empire Distributors and Steve from the Red Door in Buckhead. We all met
Shimada.
there. Yep, Steve Shimada. We all met there during the day and just had a beer or two, a smoothie, and floated in his pool. And that was how all of this became and started. And it's never going to go away. Guys like 441 right here, he's going to work it out. So when you come in here with your family, okay, you come in here for lunch, you know before you walk in the door that he or his daughter, okay, right here, okay, watching this podcast, making it happen, you're going to be taken care of. This guy's background, okay, is just the same for all these years. And I was so flattered when they said, come up here and talk about this, Billy, and talk about whatever, all these brands. 5-star to dive bar for me. Okay. But I could not have done 1 inch of it without people like this beside me and supporting me and me having an open ear listening to how to grow.
Absolutely.
And that's what we did, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Well, there we go.
That's right.
100%.
Right.
And it's changed. I mean, I wasn't a restaurant. I've never worked in a restaurant until 8 years ago. And
We won't hold it against you.
yeah, that's right. I mean, but I was in the service industry, customer service industry. I've always worked, you know, been in the customer service business.
Sure.
So, you know, it doesn't matter where you come from. I mean, it's taking care of the customers. It's handling problems as they come up and making the best of the situation. Something's going to go wrong. You're going to make it right.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
That's right.
My father said be 20 minutes early and stay 15 minutes late.
Always.
Yep.
Okay. He said, I don't give a damn if you only have 2 pairs of shoes. They better be clean. Okay. And when you go to work, you better have all your tools. Okay. No, what do we have? We had bottle openers.
Yep.
We had cigarette lighters.
Yep.
Not that I'm promoting, you know, I'm just saying we had everything. We had pens.
Pins.
Okay.
Yeah.
And back then we had, believe it or not, we had cash.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is something that I promote now. And I'll say this for both these guys. Okay. Especially this fella right here. When you come into 441 South to eat, do your server a favor. And it's the ones behind the counter. They're just handing you a number, but it's the same dadgum thing. Okay. If they have a little can up there for a tip, make sure you bring cash to put in that thing. Okay. Make sure you bring a little cash, $2, $5, whatever, but compliment them. If you go out someplace and you eat somewhere else, okay, don't write all that off and have them pay 3% for the credit card and 2% to process it and all this stuff. Give that little girl $5, $10. Just say, here, honey, this is yours. Okay, take it. And that's going to keep a little slice of how we began, how we continue.
Absolutely.
Cash is always king here.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Right?
We even give discounts for cash.
You got to protect the paper, y'all.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I am proud to be from this country. I am proud to be an American. Okay. I'm so proud of its roots. There are certain parts of history that I would love to have seen better. And not that I can do anything about that then or now, but believe me when I tell you, we're still free to do what he wants to do. We're still free to do what he's doing. And I'm still free to do what I'm doing. Okay. And it's only because we live here.
That's right.
Okay. You ain't going to see 441 in so many other places overseas. Okay. And they're never going to have hot sauce like this. And not in their lifetime. Never. Smoky with a barbecue, with a garlic backwash on that stuff. I stopped this for 2 seconds just to say, people, remember where you live, have respect for it, and let's go back and show the world true hospitality. And that is by respecting where you live and what you do, and do it the best you can do it. Okay, just like 441. Okay, I'm telling you, you got to do it. You got to do it. I'm passionate about it for the first time in my life. I ran the first 7. I'm sorry I wasn't looking. Okay. But I'm walking the last 2, and I promise you I hear everything. And I hope y'all hear this stuff, right? So let's keep going. What's next, fellas?
So with that, I would like to talk about, let's talk about all the country we live in, kind of the needs. I don't want to change it up, but I think we should talk about Operation Barbecue Relief.
Absolutely.
What you got?
So it's a nonprofit. It's an organization that when a natural disaster happens, it's barbecue guys, and they mobilize, and they have tractor trailers that are mobile kitchens. They can put out 20,000 meals a day.
Oh man.
And they're in Florida, they're in Georgia, they're in South Carolina, Tennessee, and North Carolina. And they're helping, and we're about to get hit with another hurricane in Florida. So
wow.
If y'all can donate your time and volunteer with them, I know they can use volunteers right now. Money wise, we did it last Friday morning for breakfast. We took all our proceeds from breakfast and donated $1,200 to Operation Barbecue Relief.
Awesome.
But if you have just go to their website and donate money. If you want to volunteer, which I would love to, I think it would be a great opportunity. I know guys that put their barbecue business on hold for weeks, months, whatever, back years ago with these hurricanes, and went down there and just worked. And just an unbelievable organization. And I know there's a lot out there. They're doing a lot of good out there, but I think that's one right there that back to hospitality. When you're in that turmoil, hot meal means more than a lot of things that day.
Come on.
Yeah.
And they're not just feeding the people that are displaced from these storms. They're feeding linemen.
First
responders, the National Guard.
Hell yeah.
If you need a meal,
when you see them in operation, it is mind blowing, truly mind blowing.
Oh, that's awesome. Let me tell you, it all stems back, my father, his father died when he was 9 years old. And he was raised by an Italian family in Brooklyn. He met my mother in a theater on Broadway. She was Miss Canada, runner-up Miss America. And he didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, but boy, they met and they said, oh, well, here we go. And my mother, was an advocate of help, an advocate of not being prejudiced, an advocate of so many things. Okay. And I'm so thankful for that background, because you talk about diversity and the different things I've done. I fed and raised money for battered women and children. I've done it countless times for the food bank. I got an award in 2000 from Shirley Franklin when she was the mayor for how much money I had raised for the despaired, the homeless, this, that, the other, okay? And now we're in a situation where I have a dear friend who owns Hail Stars, which is, he's the most fabulous paintless dent removal guy in the country, Jason Welch. And he's a giving guy. He's a spiritual guy, okay? And when I say spiritual, listen, I'm not prejudiced to that. If your higher power's name is Larry, it's okay with me, okay? But this is how we have to do things in order to recover. And you ask for the ability to handle. You can't ask for miracles because it's not the way the world works, especially up above. But you can ask for the ability, which in layman's terms is just a word called grace. Okay. But you ask for that, and then you get the ability to help. You get the ability to accept and be strong enough to go help. And I learned this early on. I came from a 2-room apartment, on Beaufort Highway. I didn't have crap. I was delivering papers at 9, 10, 11, 12. I lied about my age, started scooping ice cream at Baskin Robbins. I lied about my age, got a job busting tables at a steakhouse. I lied about my age until I got a driver's license, and then that's the rest. But I helped anybody that I could along the way, and I still do today. And what you just mentioned about this thing you guys are doing is absolutely fabulous. I would only encourage Italian restaurants to do it. I would only encourage Daddy's Dogs in Nashville. What an incredible story, this guy, okay? Selling hot dogs and became, from a cart to 2-3 million a year. Yeah, I encourage guys like that to do exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Okay. And I encourage it to be flavored with none other than
Well, that sauce.
okay, that's sauce, baby. But yes, okay, and if nobody can see what I'm saying right now about this country, okay, we're going to have differences. We're going to have cultural differences. We're going to have political differences. But at the end of the day, okay, it is all about getting those things to work together. And when you take a guy like this that's out there doing this thing, okay, and sending money out there, my friend Jason told me, he said, well, Billy, he's living in Greenville, but his father's way up there. He said, it's devastating. The government says, well, here's $750 a piece. They sent billions to the Ukraine. And, I'm an advocate of feeding a homeless vet.
That's
I'm
right.
an advocate of feeding a guy that just got his house blown down the street. I'm a big advocate of that. And right now, for those of you who are listening, this just sparked a flame. All you restaurateurs and all you chain owners, okay, those people don't have power. They don't have water. And guess what? Milton's about to wipe out from Fort Myers, all the way up to Tampa. So get ready, okay? Get ready to help. And if I can help in any way, shape, or form, you can bet I'm going to.
And, that's something Cam and I have always talked about is there's something about restaurant people, just servers in general,
Absolutely.
People in the hospitality world.
I'm telling you.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
and I say that about barbecue
That's
guys
what we
all
are.
the time. But, I mean, if your daughter has a flat tire, tell her to look for a barbecue restaurant or look for a mom and pop restaurant. A chain restaurant is not going to help you. You look for a mom and pop restaurant. You look for an independent restaurant or a bar or something like that. Those people in there would bend over backwards to help you.
I got a story.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear it.
Just one. 1988. I got this Blues Bar barbecue, 3rd generation barbecue kitchen in Sandy Springs, right at 285 and Roswell Road. It's called Muddy Waters Legendary Blues Bar. I went and got my shows from Chicago, from Memphis, and oh boy, we were having a ball. One day I'm leaving out of there, talking about helping people from an individual. I illegally turned across all the stripes, and I'm getting on 285. I got to go that way, and I didn't want to go that way to get there, so I went that way. And there's a little lady. She's not 5 feet tall, and she's standing outside a Cadillac, and she's got 3 babies in the back seat. I thought, oh God, yeah, okay. So I pull over, and I change her tire for her. And she's this little Greek lady, and she's got these 3 little babies sweating in the back seat, and the door's open. It's hot as hell. It's summertime. So I change that tire, and she says, please tell me your name. I said, oh, ma'am, don't worry. Listen, I'm going to get your babies home. Do you think it's all good? Well, she says, what do you do? I said, well, I got a blues bar right there on Copeland Road, and, that's what I do. And, just go and get your babies home. She said, well, thank you so much. She had hair as long as Cousin Ed. Okay, I mean, it was touching her heels, and she wasn't 5 feet tall. Her name was Mary. So about a week later, it won't stop knocking. It's 11 o'clock. I'm in this bar I own. I'm just a kid, 28 years old. And I'm like, damn. So I go to the front door. There's these two guys. And they said, Mr. Lambros wants to see you. Can you come with us? And I was like, well, who's Mr. Lambros? Well, at the time, his name was Theo Lambros. And at the time, he owned this Greek restaurant on Roswell Road, okay, called Theo's, which in turn later on became Dancers Elite, became the Dollhouse, became the Coronet Club. He was in that business, okay? But at that time, he had this Greek restaurant with the beautiful fountains and everything, you know, and these guys said, you know, come with us. I was like, And they said, we'll bring you back. Don't worry. So I get in the car with him. We ride up there and I see this guy. And I took one look at him. I was like, oh, hell no. I don't even like, what am I doing here? I'm about to walk out. And he says, I want to thank you with a broken Greek accent for taking care of my wife. He says, this Mary, she says, you changed the tire. And I'm going, oh, so that's you, huh? And this is you? Yes, my name Theo Lambros. I'm this guy and you're that guy. And that moment bonded two people. Now, did I ever work in that industry? No, I wasn't cool enough. You know, I just couldn't do, no. Nah, I blushed too much. But he and I remained friends for many years. And when I had this martini bar many years later, and I opened in 1998 on Piedmont Road.
Beluga?
Yeah, Beluga Martini Bar. He would come in there, you know, and say, you know, come work for me, you know, teach my kids how to do this. And I said, do what? We don't do the same thing. Not even close. Oh, I come pick you up. He picked me up every Thursday night for about a year in a limousine. I was going, well, you know, this ain't so bad. But why do you keep picking me up? You know? He said, I want you. I said, look, man, I love you to death, but I can't do this. But he learned a lot from me. He learned a lot from my personality. And I lended information to him as to how he could look more benevolent, even with strip clubs. I said, look, it's not going to hurt you to raise money for the Humane Society or raise money for this or do money for that. Now, we never encountered a disaster. And, you know, soon after, you know, we didn't see each other so much anymore, but I still love him to this day, you know, wherever you are, Theo. And, but I started feeding the battered women's and children's shelter, and I started doing this, and I started doing that. And my son, who I love you, Chili Dog, he said, Dad, these people. And I said, I know, son. And the reason I took him, because he was at the time 11, 12. You know, I said, I want you to see this. I want you to see what happens when people are in need. And let's switch gears and go to the present. People are in need today, people. And people in hospitality can deliver it better than anybody, except for someone who has an audience of millions that's on a stage singing music or something. Okay, they can bring it. But people that do what we do, okay, do we care about America? You damn right we do, because it's given us the freedom of choice to be this and to be this and to be this, okay? But it means a lot. And I'm just capitalizing, going back to what you said about, you know, the barbecue guys doing all this business for these people.
Yeah.
My friend Jason told me it's a mess up there. The $750 that the president wants to give these people, they can't even get online to get it.
Exactly.
She sent federal agents down there, you know, filled up the hotels. These people can't even take a shower. But guys like me, guys like you, one way or another, we're going to stay steady doing what we do, and we're going to put a smile on their face, or we're going to put a smile on the people's faces that come in. And when they realize what you're all about, which is the fraternal order of what we do, they're going to love you more for it, and they're going to listen to you. And, you know, like I said, I'm not an outspoken political person, But, you know, when you attend to the issues at hand, it kind of speaks for itself.
No doubt. And along with that, look
Excuse
at
me. Well, I mean, you got a defibrillator? I'm going to need a little. The pacemaker's going to slow down, man. I'm about to mess up a satellite or something by accident. I'm just. Go right ahead. I just no.
Along with what you said,
I'll take barbecue if you don't mind.
that's exactly right.
Come on.
We're gonna keep him. We're gonna keep him alive.
Like you said.
Yeah. Well, like Anthony Bourdain. I mean, you could replace barbecue with anything in his phrase.
Yep.
He said barbecue may not be the answer to world peace, but it's a start.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter
Thank you so
any
much.
political views. It doesn't matter any of that. It just matters, hey, we need to take care of people right now.
Yeah.
And I think along with hospitality, that's what we've been doing for years, whether they're paying for it or not. You know, I just think that's the answer to getting through all this is, like you said, we're going to keep doing what we do and we're going to figure it out.
Until we're done.
That's
and
right.
we won't be done until we're done. My father also said, y'all, okay, listen to this. So I get out of school and he says, well, you know, you need a job. And I said, well, I got a job bartending. He said, you need a real job. I said, I got a real job. Well, all these years later, I own these bars, okay? And then, hey, that means absolutely nothing except for I was surrounded by fabulous people that helped me, that I shared this with, okay? You know, I don't have it like that, but I do have it like this. I'm going to tell you how I got it. After years, you know, my brother's a retired dental surgeon from Georgia Tech and Case Western and Harvard. And I was going, oh, that sucks. You know, how am I going to? But my brother, my big brother, Joe, I love you for the rest of my life. You've always taken care of me. And my big sister, Barbara, always taking care of me. But here's the deal. My father said, you know, Billy, there's 4 things that people are never going to quit spending money on. And you're kind of headed in the right direction. And I said, well, that's the first time you said that in the last 15 years. So please share with me.
Enlighten me.
Thank you, guys. Please tell me where we're going.
Hold on. Hit record.
Double record.
Yeah.
So here we go. Tobacco. Chocolate. Women, and that means on any respectable level, you better bring her those Valentine flowers. You better take her out to dinner. Don't forget your anniversary. Okay. And if she needs a little more, I can't help you. I know they, you know, with the car, the jewelry and all that stuff. You're on your own there. Okay. If you can get there, beautiful. Just keep it going because that's what we do. And the last he said was alcohol. And why did he combine those 4? They bring you pleasure. The one thing that he left out, okay, the one thing that he left out, which over my lifetime has brought me more pleasure than just about anything so many times, was a good meal with people that came from good people, that was spiced right by good people, that made you happy. And as we get older, you know, 2 or 3 of those things kind of fall off, if you know what I mean. I mean, no, you still got to pay respect now. But my pleasure in my life now, okay, well, whatever. The other part is what I have the pleasure of sitting down with people and eating. I had 21 birthdays in the same Italian restaurant on Cheshire Bridge Road. It was called Alfredo's.
Okay.
Okay. Perry, I'll love you forever. My first time in there, I had a job in high school as a telemarketer in a room full of 50 phones, and everybody had a script. I was raising money for the Sheriff's Boys Ranch. Okay. That's right. Whatever. And then I met this older gentleman. And he was just about my dad's age, but he loved me, and we became best friends. And I was my 21st birthday. And yeah, I'm going to say your name. Okay. I had a date with a girl named Margaret Anderson. Yeah, you. Okay. She went to the neighboring high school. We all hung out the same baseball. I played a lot of baseball. I love baseball. And she finally said, after like 12 years of the skating rink and everything else, she said, all right, whatever. I should have known it, whatever. It was going to be a bad time. So I'm ready to go. Got my PR card down from Rexall. I'm smelling good. My car's clean. I got a rose in the seat for her. And I go over to her house. Damn if she ain't there. And I'm 20 minutes early. And she left a note on the door that said, I don't wait for anyone, blah, blah, blah. Margaret Anderson. I ain't mad at you. Okay. So that night, I called my buddy Ray. I said, man, you ain't going to believe this. Now, this ain't flip phone. This is cell phone. I mean, pay phone.
Yeah.
I'm going, hey. He said, well, I'm just about to go out to this Italian restaurant on Cheshire Bridge Road. He said, really? He says, look, kid, come hang out with me tonight. It's going to be a great night. He says, come on, you like Italian food? I said, oh, I love it. So I go to Alfredo's on Cheshire Bridge Road. And this guy, they were the consummate. And this was like paneling on the walls with the Velvet Elvis prints of the gondola and all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
And the bar with the aquarium. And also, oh man, I used to always sit in the back by the coolers, the true coolers, so I could just listen to the hum while everybody else was talking. It relaxed me. All these birthdays, 30 people, 40 people, 50, I'd bring them all, pay for all their stuff, not anymore, but I would pay for all their stuff, and I had fabulous times. And I just remembered how those servers were every time I went in there. And I didn't just go there on my birthday. Okay. Man, they were gracious. They were patient. They asked you, how you doing? Can I get you this? Can I get you that? And it was another charm on my bracelet of hospitality because I learned so much.
Just watching.
It was very consistent. And they were heavy hitters, man. There's the last city council in there and these people and that people and athletes and stuff. But when old Billy Boy walked in there, it didn't matter. They knew I wanted that little table by the cooler and they treated me like gold. And it coached me and it gave me the inspiration and the recipe to do what I was doing a little better than I did it.
It's awesome.
And here we are now.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what you do.
Yeah.
And this is why, listen, you have to be patient to serve the public. Don't get me wrong. I love all of you. But that lady ever comes up to me and tells me that the ice cream's too cold again, we got a problem. I'm just
Haley, are you listening over there?
Hey, Haley. You know what I'm talking about, girl.
She's our complaint department around here.
No, there's not enough ice in this tea. No, it's a half sweet, half unsweet. Well, it's as close as I can get. Is this and you could say, you know what, I ought to, but you don't. You say, you know what, let me start over so that I can take care of you. If this is what you came in here for, it's exactly what you're going to get. And there will be some people that we never win.
No.
Correct?
You're right.
No, there's going to be some people, okay? And, my best friend's on Yelp. I'd rather cut my throat with an ice pick, okay, than listen to all that stuff. We live in a glass house with social media. You have to be very careful, and you have to do due diligence. But all we can do every day is what we do. No, we raise money for people in need. We take our pride in products. I walked in here for us, my first time here today, and I went right around the corner. I followed my way to the grill. I was smelling those grills back there going, I think I like this place. Yeah, it's going to be okay. And the barbecue sauce he sent me and the hot sauce he sent me, okay, I was down and out. I used it until it was out, serving burgers at the golf course at Steel Canyon. Okay. Until they're going, wait a minute. And then I had to make a sauce. I was like, whatever. That's right. It wasn't a singe, but it was okay.
There you go.
I appreciate y'all having me here, man.
It's been awesome.
Wow. What a weightlifting experience this is. Okay. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
We
Thank you.
appreciate you,
So
sir. I don't know what else to say. I think Billy has said it all tonight.
I didn't mean it.
He meant every word of it too, and passionately meant every word of it. So guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see it again next week. This will be up on YouTube. So South in Your Mouth podcast on YouTube. It'll be up as soon as this is over. It's going to be up there. It's going to be up on Facebook on 441 South at the time. So a little bit about that is we can't go live on South in Your Mouth on Facebook for 60 days because we just created the page. So we're going to continue to do it on 441 South's page until we're able to go live on there.
Y'all look at 441 South, doggone it. I drove an hour and a half from Sandy Springs to Canton, and I thought it was a 20-minute ride. But I'm getting ready to go out here and eat some barbecue, okay, that I smelled up, and y'all need to be here.
So, guys, thank y'all so much again. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. Follow our page. Follow South in Your Mouth on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. And we'll see y'all soon.
See y'all next week.
On three, South in Your Mouth.
South in Your Mouth.
I said on three.
We don't listen.
1, 2, 3.
South in Your Mouth.